All right, Aaron, it's about 8 in the evening right now. I'm going through your programming here, trying to get you your programming. We're looking at being 2 weeks out, so we've got a week of training. So my thought is what we can do here is we need one more full run of all the events and tons of recovery. So as far as programming the events, what I want to see you do is we're going to run the event somewhere in the 70 to 85% range, depending on whether it's a good event or a bad event for you. The key is for you to walk away from every single training session, every single set, and have something left and to be injury free. That's key. So what we want to design is you doing the event and then you doing a couple of exercises that are really easy on the body that's going to help you get better at that event without screwing your body up. Looking through, well, you've been concerned over the yoke. You've done the yoke at contest weight with a lot of confidence. You mentioned your knees being a little wobbly. Honest to goodness, that when I was younger, I had no issues whatsoever. As long as I had some good footwear on, nothing flat, never, ever, ever flat. I did chucks a couple of times, and when I switched to a pair of walking or running shoes, that made the difference on my knees. But they can't be brand new running shoes because those are way too bouncy. You need something that's well broken in. I've got shoes that I wear just for events, and I keep them tightly under wraps, and I've worn them just for events for years now. And I've always done that. Had just events shoes, and you never wear them for any other occasion. You keep them in the gym bag. You take them out, put them on for the event, take them off, and you wear your other shoes on the way home. So I do see you wearing the flat-soled shoes. Highly don't suggest that at all. It gives you no support, and everything is going to bang on your knees. I do think that the Cerberus Strength 2-ply and 3-ply knee sleeves are absolutely wonderful for yoke because you don't need a ton of bend in the knees. They're not restrictive as far as super compression like a knee wrap. But because, like those 3-ply knee sleeves, because they're 3-ply, they're not restrictive, yet they still kind of compress a little bit. I've seen people with like SBD knee sleeves, and it takes 2 or 3 people to get them on, and they're so freaking thick and so restrictive, and they squeeze like crazy. And I'm talking about the power lifter ones that I don't know. They don't feel right. They are compressive and restrictive. But the 2 and 3-ply Cerberus ones, they just, to me, it's like wearing a pair of multi-ply briefs and squatting. A loose pair of 3-ply knee sleeves outperform a tight pair of single-ply anything. And they give you a little bit of comfort. And they're easier to get on. So if you can pick up a pair of those, let me know. I'll contact Kenneth, and I know if I don't know, I've got a code. I don't know what it is. I'm not worried about getting any kind of kickbacks, but we'll find you like a 10% off code or whatever from somebody to get you a code with Cerberus Strength to get you a discount there. I think that would do wonders for your knees and your shaky knee syndrome. I know exactly what you mean with that. I watched your deadlift. Your deadlift is on. We're looking at your deadlift Husafel. Both of those are going to be, I think, just hamstring freshness and you being not burned out on the day of the contest. Grip is going to be solid. You don't have any issues there. The medley, you're doing well. The press, I've watched the video of your press. I'm looking at my computer screen here. I know I had it up here a second ago. I went through your press. The only thing that concerns me, again, you're wearing the flat-soled shoes, but if that's what you're used to, it's kind of hard to change that right now. On the dumbbell, I want to make sure that you get that dumbbell up there and you get secure before you go to press. Unless it's just something that it's so light. Can you go from the ground to straight overhead? With a light dumbbell like that one, I could do that. I could get a swing with both hands from the ground and make it a one motion press. Otherwise, you you're going to have nerves, and when the referee says go, the nerves are going to be there a little bit. And it happens to a lot of people. They get up to their shoulder, it's not in the perfect place, and they go to press it, and it just goes everywhere, and they end up missing it. So the only thing worse than a slow clean and press is one that you have to do twice. That takes a long time. But you've got to have quick transitions. As soon as the dumbbell goes down, and you can't let it go, keep your hand on the dumbbell, take it to the ground. As soon as it's there, eyes turn towards the axle. Look where your prey is. You're the predator. Go after it, grab the axle, and go. As soon as you get the down signal and that drops, eye goes over to the log. Predator and prey. Look where you're going and take off and grab the log. Now, the log is for reps, and man, you look sharp on the log. So take your time. Make sure you get yourself to the log with plenty of time to knock out the reps that you're going to need. The only thing that I see wrong with your log is that when you are dipping down, when you're bending down a little bit, you're bending down just like that. And your elbows are coming forward just a little bit. When you dip down, you have to force your elbows out in front to create that shelf for the log to go across. Anytime your elbows dip down, see your hands go down, the log's going to go out in front of you. And when you press, the log's going to go way out in front. It's going to be really freaking heavy if you manage to get it. So when you dip down, at the same time, force the elbows out. You got to practice that just walking around the house, getting that log clean position. A little drop and dip, and as you do it, push the elbows up. That way it keeps that log right across that upper chest, so that way when you go to drive back up, your leg drive is going to actually transfer into the log. If you need to see me walking around the house doing this, send me an urgent message, and I'll get it to you. So I'm going to upload this, include it into your weekly review and programming with a bunch of new corrective exercises, stuff to play around with just for you to try and work with. I want you to have fun. You've got to increase your beef. You've got to find good, clean carbohydrate sources. You need to be doing something like MyFitnessPal and calculating calories, protein, and complex carbohydrates. Don't be afraid to add. I mean, I don't believe you should ever drink anything that's without calories unless you're dieting. So don't be afraid to add whatever soda or Gatorade or juice. I drink a ton of cranberry juice, coconut water, ice with electrolytes, and carbohydrate powder. That's what I drink nonstop. And then I'll mix Monster with it as well because I love the flavor of Monster and the bubbles. But you should always be hydrating. Add salt to everything. And get MyFitnessPal and start at the end of when you're halfway through your day. If you're not halfway through your protein, fat, and carbohydrates, then you need to get moving. You get down to towards the end of the day, you're wondering where your recovery is, and you've only gotten in 140 grams of protein and 150 grams of carbs. You better get moving. Pick up several pieces of steak. If you're having issues getting beef down, let me know. I'll help you out with the cuts of meat that you need to get that's easiest to get down, easiest to chew, and that's not ground beef. Not a big fan of ground beef. Anyway, that's it, man. Let me know. And then I'm working for you the rest of it. I've had software problems on my computer. Honestly, this is our 8th week together, and I don't think there's been a week in which I haven't had issues. This is horrible. This is 100% not me. 100%. It drives me insane when anybody else is late. It really drives me insane when somebody else is late. So for me to be late, it's driving me total chaos. But the software that I use to design you guys' program, write everything out, send it to you, updated over the weekend, and they no longer allow the email function. And I'm going crazy. So anyway, getting this out to you. Talk to me, brother.